Jason, support engineer. Been here about 3.5 years. So today I'm going to talk about my daughter. Her name is Scarlett. This is her. She's 7 years old. She was born April 11th, 2017 in Grapevine, Texas. Here's a couple of photos from the day she was born. We didn't know if we were having a boy or a girl, so we had a Batman onesie and a Wonder Woman onesie. Scarlett was a happy social child who attended preschool, where her personality earned her the nickname of the mayor of the preschool. She loved being around people. However, in June of 2020, Scarlett had what is called a focal seizure. Most people think of a seizure as something like shaky, but this was, it looked like she had gone catatonic and she wouldn't respond to our concerned calls of her name. You might have seen something similar in the past year with this guy. If not, you can search at the bottom there. There's a little thing. As soon as we saw what was happening with him, we knew what was happening because we had seen it so many times at that point with Scarlett. Over the next pandemic year, we saw multiple doctors, tried various tests and medications, but nothing was really stopping the seizures, and we didn't get answers until we ran a DNA analysis. On July 2nd, 2021, we received a Zoom call with the results. Scarlett was diagnosed with Batten disease. Now, if you've never heard of that, we hadn't either. This apparently is such a rare disease that we were told that if a doctor has seen as many as 3 patients, they're considered a world expert. So what is it exactly? This is a WebMD description, but basically, Batten disease is an ultra-rare genetic disorder that adversely affects the nervous system. Early symptoms include seizures. As the disease progresses, there's also a loss of the ability to walk and talk. This is a simplified version. Motor skills degrade, dementia, blindness also happen as the disease progresses. The disease has no cure and is ultimately terminal. So, upon learning of this, we sold our house in Texas and moved to Massachusetts to be closer to both family and Boston Children's Hospital, which was starting a treatment of a special medicine called Brineura that is supposed to slow down the progression of this disease. The medicine is administered by way of a reservoir that is planted directly into the skull and goes into the brain. So Scarlett gets infusions every other Friday, and they're an all-day affair. We leave the house around 6 a.m. We don't get back till about 6 p.m. You can tell she's a little pooped. So the infusions went great at first. Unfortunately, she contracted bacterial meningitis from an infusion in early 2022, and in the process, she lost most of her abilities, such as being able to walk, talk, or feed herself. We continue to hope for a medical discovery for Scarlett, but the whole process is very expensive. The medicine that she does receive, called Brineura, cost over $1 billion to get to market. And it's why a lot of medical research happens outside of the US, where there's a lot less red tape. There's a potential breakthrough involving gene therapy treatment that's being tested in Brazil, at least as of last year, that we're following and hopeful for. Along with her infusions, Scarlett also receives physical therapy that helps her with moving and occupational therapy to help with daily activities. She also takes therapeutic horseback riding lessons to help keep her core muscles strengthened for the sake of posture and all that goes with it. But we still deal with issues all the time. This year alone, she has had hospital stays in the month of May, June, July, August, and September. Nothing in October yet. August, she was in the hospital for 3.5 weeks straight, and 2 of those were in ICU. She was having seizures that medicine wasn't stopping, and it took 36 hours before they could get her to stop her seizures. Her younger brother, Cody, who's 3, liked visiting her during that time, though. This is Boston Children's, and that was the room that she was in with the little bed that we could sleep in, and he wanted to stay overnight when he came to visit. Despite all these challenges, Scarlett largely remains the same smiley girl she's always been, and she still loves being around people and friends. She attends an integrated elementary school, and she's in the 1st grade with a dedicated aide. It's more about being social, though, than trying to get her to learn anything. She also was invited to join the town softball team, where she basically has a pinch hitter and a pinch runner. But she did stop a line drive or a ground ball when she was playing shortstop with her adaptive stroller there. Got her a lot of cheers. So I chose this topic because not many people know about Batten disease, and raising awareness is critical. Additionally, we want people to know Scarlett. The harsh reality is that it's far more likely than not that there will come a time that she will no longer be with us. And we want her memory and legacy to live on and for people to have known her. And finally, I want to thank Automatic and VIP for the incredible support, flexibility, and benefits, which have made a difficult situation more bearable. VIP has even sponsored a hole at a golf tournament fundraisers that we've held. They've done that 2 straight years. And it's not cheap, so I appreciate it, but it helps with all the things that we need to do for her. As I wrap this up, I also want to mention one more important element, and that is connections. There's a lot of people here. Maybe you know someone who knows someone in the medical field, or could get involved or even point us in the right direction. And maybe just telling others about what you heard today might have the same effect with them telling someone else that might, start a chain reaction. So the last slide here is a big QR code that links to Scarlett's Tribe, which is the website we have for Scarlett. I don't have time to go into why it's called that, but you can talk to me about this later. We post updates on there and Facebook, and the QR code will link to a page with this presentation eventually, and additional educational resources. I know it's been a bit of a, oh, sorry, I skipped ahead. Lastly, I love talking about Scarlett, and I could share much more, but I've already gone over my time. So feel free to come chat with me at any point. Nothing's off limits. I'd be more than happy to talk about any of this if you have any questions. And finally, before I hand it over, I know it's been a bit of a heavy topic, so before I pass the mic, I'll leave you with a dad joke in the spirit of us all being here in Mexico. I try to say mucho when I'm around my Hispanic friends. It means a lot to them. Thank you.